I purposely want to bring in this editorial right at the beginning of this video. This video is called 10 Sure Ways to Attract People to You, and it's been one of the most popular subjects I've ever had in my sales training. And in fact, the way that I've presented in this module is pretty much the same way that I presented the subject over a 30-year period or more. Now, my sales seminars, on each occasion that I did present this subject, ran way over time. And in fact, I had to allocate extra time before the module to make sure that I could remain on time while I was presenting my seminar. Now, as far as the video goes, it was recorded about 4 years ago, and obviously the way I presented 4 years ago, the way I did the editing 4 years ago, the content that was used is a lot different to today. So rather than provide you with a much repolished version of 10 Sure Ways to Attract People to You, I've decided to leave it intact, because otherwise there would be an enormous amount of time firstly rewriting, then re-recording, then trimming, then editing, and then, if necessary, bringing editorial content into a video such as this would take more time than I can allocate at the moment, or I'm prepared to allocate at the moment, because I've got more important things to provide you with in these 365 videos, which are better levels of sales training than what you'll find in most places. But this is also a subject very few people have actually attempted over the years, and I know very few sales trainers have got the experience that I have in the way the subject needs to be presented. So enjoy what I've done, and bear in mind, it's not up to today's most modern standards that I can record or actually present with, but the subject matter is so important and so telling, I'm sure you'll enjoy every bit of it. Every time I've brought up the subject in conversation, the subject of 10 sure ways to attract people to you, there has been disbelief that it can actually be done. On the other hand, whenever it's been scheduled in a seminar, the module has normally taken longer than anticipated, because it simply generated more interest than anybody expected. And for this reason, I now schedule more time and allow more interaction by the participants whenever I teach on this subject. So here's what I've taught in this training module, and also what the highest earning sales professionals are aware of and mostly do, that you may not be doing. Everyone wants to be the center of attention, but to focus all of your attention onto another person may not be possible. However, great results can be achieved if you only make people feel special in your presence. You see, most people love to talk about themselves. So ask questions that cause people to tell you more about their passions and their problems. And if you do, it will enhance the possibility of them becoming attracted to you. And you already know how that's done from other formats and things that you do. So try and understand others from their point of view. Ask them about their children, their careers, their hobbies, what they like to read, and what they do in their spare time. And whenever you get people to reveal their private world to you, they become more confident in your presence. And in most cases, you'll be considered a terrific conversationalist, and consequently be thought of as a very attractive person to be near. You need to pay people sincere compliments and then acknowledge the compliment. So here's a way you can make it work for you. Say you compliment an associate about some new office furniture they just bought. Most of us would probably say, "Your new furniture looks good and suits the office." On the other hand, the professional that understands the power of complimenting the individual would possibly say something like this: "Your new furniture looks great and really suits the office. I think you have a natural talent for decorating, but you've never taken a decorating lesson, have you?" Everyone can give a compliment, but only someone really interested in people knows how to pass on a compliment that will make the hearer feel really special. Another basic way to attract people to you is to find the things you have in common with them. The areas of commonality between you and them could be based on work, family, sports, social and or even business contacts, hobbies, interests, and so on. Now here's a hint. Have a pre-prepared card with space allocated on it for work, for family, for sports, social, and or business contacts, even hobbies, interests, and so on. That way there'll be no need to go out of your way to acquire this information. You'll be able to do this as a part of your contact. Alternatively, you can simply ask whatever questions come to mind or are relative to the conversation. But remember, don't just listen. Hear what they have to say to you. A common mistake too many salespeople make is to tell other people how successful they are. But generally, most people you've just met don't care about how successful you are or have been. Other people only care about how they can benefit from the short interlude with you. And it's for this reason that top professional salespeople concentrate on third-party stories and third-party successes. They tell others what their company product or service did for their customers, how they helped them get over a hurdle, how they fixed a problem, or how they made those clients more successful. So, what stories do you have that others would be pleased to hear about? Can you convey the situation a third party was in before you helped them? Can you describe their predicament in detail without giving away too many personal details? Then once you've done that, can you provide a good luck story relating to your third party reference as a result of doing business with them? If you can, let others know about it. So how do you do that? Well, make a list of all of those that you've helped. Then physically write down those before and after stories. But the important part is to refine them, rewrite them and perfect the stories, and keep on refining, rewriting and perfecting those stories until you're happy with them. You'll be surprised and amazed how powerful these personal stories will sound, even to you. But the danger here is you could make those stories sound too good to be true, and when you do that, those stories will sound too overdone. So here's the yardstick to work by. If it sounds amazing to you, it will most likely sound even more amazing to them. So be careful how amazing you make that story sound. most of us tend to give our listening skills little more than merely basic lip service. Yes, merely basic lip service. So just hearing another person's words when they're talking to you is not really listening effectively, but most of us think it is. Yet to a seasoned professional salesperson, they know that it's not. So how does a seasoned professional salesperson listen? They do this by simply listening to someone without thinking of what question they're going to ask next. They're not thinking about their own agenda, and they're definitely not focusing too heavily on making a sale at that particular point. They know and understand that when they just listen and focus all of their attention on their prospect, the prospect will automatically be drawn to the seller because of the way the seller listens to the answer appears to the prospect to be both genuine and intense. So do it right, and you'll find an exchange of dialogue will take place that is both rich and engrossing. And when that happens, the communication between two people causes an irresistible attraction. Yes, the communication between two people causes an irresistible attraction.